Hello, this week on 5 Brilliant Things, we have the fantastic comedian, podcaster, star of sketch shows, Stevie Martin. The first time we met, I've just found out I threw spaghetti in your face.
You did.
Where did we meet before? The comeback, you threw spaghetti in my face.
Yeah.
Really put you on the sort of, you know,
Where was
on edge.
this? Was it
Yeah.
in Bella Italia?
I bought a really sort of silly car, and then as soon as I was in it, I was like, good God, what have I
Like
done?
posh car, not just like
Just
a clown.
Yeah. Yeah. Sake, I've got the wrong
What
one.
have I done?
It keeps collapsing. Yeah.
I bought a rocking chair because I was like, I quite like that, and it just looks creepy as fuck.
But then you're able to be funny about it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be funny about my interiors or have a nice chair I can sit on without them doing this, which is fundamentally what a rocking chair is. So what was I thinking?
Stevie, it's an absolute delight to have you here. So the first time we met, I've just found out I threw spaghetti in your face.
You did, and you sort of also gently pushed a meatball into my cheek. Not a euphemism.
No.
It was your balls.
Yes. But it was all fine. I was slightly worried because I think as far as first meetings, where did we meet before? The comeback, you threw spaghetti in my face.
Yeah.
Really put you on the sort of, you know,
Where was
on edge.
this? Was it
Yeah.
in Bella Italia?
No, exactly.
Was it? No, it was. I think it was Russell Howard's Good News. Was that the name of the show?
It was.
Yes.
And you came on, you did a sketch, and you took the spaghetti to the face like a champ.
Yes. I think my line was this. Really nice to meet you.
Oh, is that right?
And then you went, "Blah, blah, blah," and started throwing spaghetti on yourself. And then you said very kindly beforehand, "Is it okay if I put some in your face?" And I was like, "Yes, that's fine." And then you stood it in my hair, and then you put a meatball in my eye or something.
Well, that's nice. But I asked, they were sort of past the consent.
Yeah,
So
always.
it's all fine. It's
Always.
all fine. Thanks for coming on the show. You're in the middle of a tour.
I
And
am.
it's your first ever tour, and you have 6 days to go. Are you counting those gigs down?
Oh yeah, I've got like a little book with, and I'm doing, I think in total, because I'm doing some in 2026, it's like 54 or 53 for your first ever tour.
Pretty epic.
It's quite intense. I could have really hated it, but it turns out I do like it. And so I've got like a big thing, like, I cross it off, and then I put a little smiley face, 2 smiley faces. One is whether I liked it, and one is whether I think the audience liked it. So far, I haven't had a sad face yet.
Nice.
I've just had some without an open mouth smiley, you know,
Right,
where you're
yeah.
like, that was pleasant.
So you rate gigs in the same way that we sort of analyse airport check-ins?
100%, yeah. Or sometimes, you know, when you can like come out of an airport bathroom and it'll be like, rate the bathroom. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I quite like doing it. I must admit, I really like, if it's been great and you whiz through. It's quite a joy to smash that green.
Yeah, I've never given anything a bad review when I've seen that, because I feel like that is not nuanced enough. But when it's good, it's like you just bring a little bit of joy to someone's day.
And presumably, I'm thinking about sort of, those reds. Like if you are, if you're strip searched, they're not going to then walk you back to that section, are they? Do you know what I mean? They're not going to go, there you go, well, take it back. There were no drugs in your arsehole. Here's your options. Like,
Also, I'd have to give it a good review if it was a good strip search.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
well,
mean?
yeah,
You
yeah.
got me nude, you went up my arsehole. That's
yeah,
a
exactly.
yes.
Amber.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm ambivalent about the whole thing, actually.
Yeah, but it's a very good point of like you'd be outraged. I was accused, and we will start the show in a minute, everybody. But I was accused of shoplifting yesterday. It was incredible.
Oh,
I had
wow.
4 bottles of water in my hand. I went to a Pret a Manger, the one that's next to Top Secret. I go there all the time, and I know the young lady that works there. I don't know the German man, but he's kind of on the spectrum, so I don't want to get in his face. And he's serving somebody. I've got my hoodie on. I get this water, and he just comes over and he goes, "What's it like?" "Oh no, sorry, it's terribly sorry. I believed you were trying to steal, but clearly you're not. My apologies." And kind of moved on. And then everyone was kind of like, "Is that Russell Howard? Has he just been accused of theft?"
And stealing some water
Stealing
as well.
water, yeah.
Which is the
and then I kind of
lamest
thought
thing.
the funniest thing to do now would be to queue up and then just run off with the water.
Yeah,
But
that'd be
I
good.
did not do that. So, what are your brilliant things? Are any of them linked to touring in any way?
Well, see, yes, the first one is, one of them really is, but I'm going to switch it for a type of pasta because it's just too boring.
Okay.
But yeah, the first one is linked to touring. And writing and creating, because I'm typing too much. I'm tapping on the phone too much. And recently I bought myself some biros from WH Smith.
Okay.
Black ones. And they flow like a fucking dream.
Yeah, that's the advert, isn't it? I've seen it.
They flow like a fucking dream.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. And I've...
Yeah, he's changed T.G. Jones.
Is it?
Now,
T.G. Jones.
Yeah, but there are still WH Smiths at airports.
There's a WH Smith Extra I saw the other day. That felt ridiculous, and it's a small. Oh no, or WH Smith Local, and it had like the little local thing like a Tesco Express does, and it was tiny and it didn't have any books in it. It just had pens and snacks.
Okay, so you're putting in black biros from WH Smith?
Black biros.
Is that where you get loads of them in that kind of, you know, you get about 16?
Yeah, you can get one if you want, but I don't think you should. And I feel like we are moving away from penmanship.
We are.
And I think that there is a danger of being like, well, if I want a pen, I've got to buy an incredibly expensive Parker.
Yeah,
no.
which is a waste of time. Really, I buy pens the same way that sort of Angelina Jolie adopted. It was like, I just get as many as I can.
From Africa.
All the colours. and then, you know, because I know I'm going to lose some.
Right,
you know,
yeah.
So it's sort of that thing.
All the colours. What sort of colours are you getting?
Oh, I would get a red, a blue and a black.
A red, a blue and a black.
And you get a green as well that you seldom use, but it's nice to have the option.
What are you using the red for, you psychopath?
For like asterisks and little notes within my notes.
So when you're writing, so if you're writing your thing, and then you go, you get, and then you do a.
Yeah,
do you?
I do.
What about the one that's that just got
one
out?
of the great pens that my wife still has. My wife is a doctor and yet has that. Let's not muck around. That teenage girl of a pen.
It is
a wonderful pen where you can just go. It's green. It's blue. It's black. Whatever you need it to be, and it's kind of fat. It's difficult to write with.
It really hurts. It causes welts along the finger, but it feels like you should do that. And I don't know why you're fannying around with all the different ones.
I know. Fannying around is such a good word. It's not used often enough, is it?
No, it isn't.
Where are you from?
Sort of like outside Chester.
Right.
Yeah.
Fannying about is
what we do.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I think you're right with the whole penmanship. I read a really interesting thing. Apparently, it's a lot easier to memorize stuff if you've written it rather than typed it.
So I did a sketch show this year, and when I was trying to learn my lines, or if they change it at the last minute, and like it was very, very particular rhythm of the sentence, and I couldn't get it in my head, I would write it out like I was doing lines at school. And it really, I think there is a connection, the hand to brain to pen connection.
I think there is
that
a thing.
Doesn't do it, and that doesn't do it.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
Yeah.
But why is that? Why? Maybe it's just because it takes a little bit longer, and you are physically creating it rather than, you know, hitting a thing that makes a thing that looks like the thing.
Just requires slightly anything that requires slightly more effort, even if it's a minuscule amount, I think is using more of your brain, surely. And that just is, you could be doing anything with that, whereas you are, you know, also as well, like I like to every year change up which how I write my A cursively. Okay. So I'll do sometimes that was last year.
Yep.
Now we're doing the Times New Roman typed thing. So I like to sort of, and I think that sort of helps with the connection as well. Just change things up a little bit.
Do you write very neatly in the first couple of pages of your notebook, and then does it go to shit?
No, I'm a psychopath. All of my writing looks exactly the same.
What, really neat?
It's neat, but it's not like overly ridiculously neat. But it's very uniform. So if you're looking through a note, my husband was looking through my notebook the other day and was just like, "Oh my god,
wow,
how are you doing?"
Well, it's always, I have a friend of mine who's like, who bizarrely is called Stevie.
Oh, really?
And yeah, he's the same. I find, and his handwriting gives off real kind of, it implies that he'd be able to get rid of a body exceptionally well.
I think I could.
Too neat.
Too neat.
And you never sort of flail out? You ever written drunk?
Unless I've got a pen that's got too much of a heavy flow on it.
I see. So you can't,
or a scratchy
if you can't
one.
wield it.
If I can't wield it, it's not got that nice smooth kind of like, you know when you like, you know the back of a ribbon, like when you rub a ribbon together and you're like, oh yeah, and then you turn it around and you're like, ugh, have you ever done that?
No, I don't have. So explain that
and
to me.
That's fine.
So
the back of a ribbon,
Yeah.
that's the slightly more, rough side, when you put it together like that, it's like, and then when you turn a ribbon around and it like smoothly goes
Well, I'm
together.
now going to try that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
how
yeah.
do you, at my ripe age of 45, how do I get a ribbon?
How do you buy a ribbon?
How does one...
The hair of a young girl.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. So there you go. So I feel what I said earlier. I'm 45. I can't just linger in Claire's accessories.
I think they've gone under, actually.
Whip it, have they? Well, there you go. It's another reason I can't. But yeah, I'm going to have to buy one. Say it's for a niece.
A maypole.
Yeah.
Maypole.
A maypole. I went to a party this year and they had a maypole dancing session.
Mormons.
Mormons.
What was it?
Yeah. It's sort of like ironic, but it wasn't.
Well, like country dancing. Let's pretend
Yeah.
we're kids.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there were lots of people in the pub who weren't part of the party, and you could see them sort of all looking outside and were like,
Yeah.
It felt odd.
And was it deliberately like a sort of nostalgia fest?
Yeah, so the theme was Midsummer.
Oh, I see.
So it was everyone was sort of dressed like all the men came all in white, dressed as cult leaders, and then I wore a flower crown, and then when we got them, we were all chatting, we were like, feels odd though, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's. I tell you what it is. If you're all coming dressed as druids, you book the whole pub.
Yeah. Oh yes.
You
yes.
don't book a back room.
Don't half
because
book a pub.
that gives off to the poor people that are just having a drink with their family. I think there's a death cult out back.
Yeah. Oh, are they down from London? Is it?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of that.
Oh, was
yeah.
it? Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. That's nice.
Would you ever go to a Ryman's, or are you a W.H. Smith girl?
I
T.G.
haven't
Jones.
tried Ryman's.
You haven't tried Ryman's?
No.
What the fuck?
Obviously, I've been to Ryman's for other accoutrements.
What, you've not thought to buy a pen in Ryman's?
Because I'm already stocked up with my W.H. Smith boys.
What a specific
Yeah.
code to live by.
But like, have you tried?
You've never just thought, so where are you getting your notepads from?
Oh, this is it. So my mum has been buying me nice notepads every Christmas since I was born.
Well,
So I've got a backlog. We're talking like I've got about 25 left to go. So I just I've got a thing in my a cupboard as it's known, and I just take out the next one, and they're all very sweet.
What a lovely nudge towards being more prolific.
I
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just kind of there you go,
Do you
another
wanna
book.
do you want to write your
because,
novel this time? Do you want to do something with your life?
Would you like to do that?
I've always wanted to write a novel.
What holds you back?
Not being able to write one.
That's not true.
It's quite. Have you written a novel?
No, of course not.
You've written non-fiction.
No, I couldn't sit and entertain myself.
Also, it's such a different discipline to writing scripts or writing to be spoken or writing. And so I have a Substack, so I write. I used to be a journalist as well, so I do. So everyone's always like, "Well, you'd be fine at that." Like, no, it's so different. Just like, how do you? I tried in lockdown, and the books were all or the chapters are just I'd write every single thing that the character was doing. I couldn't figure out how to skip from she's in a restaurant to now it's 3 weeks later. It's no, I've got to write all of it because and then she goes on the train, and then she gets off the train, and then she goes here, and then she walks here. And you're this is mad. So I felt like I was sort of writing with boxing gloves on, I couldn't actually do it.
Have you tried going back to it?
I might do. I
Because
think
that might be easier. Because it's always
Yeah.
easier to edit your previous thoughts because you've become a different person.
Yes.
And you're able to go, well, that's ridiculous. We don't need to know about the pedalo trip.
No, you really don't need to know about that. Yes,
Unless it's integral to the plot.
it's about that.
It's called pedalo, isn't it?
It is called that, yeah. So we do need a bit of that,
Yeah.
sprinkling of that within. No, I might do, yeah. I think also the sort of self-loathing element that when you, at least when you test stuff, you can at least go, oh yeah, like you're saying, I'm not mad. Whereas yes, when I've written something for it's 80,000 words, I'm like, I hate myself.
Well, that's it. That's the thing that frightens me. It's the oh god, this being locked alone with yourself. But it must be so rewarding if it's an itch to scratch.
Yes.
How old are you? Is that vulgar? Am I allowed to say?
No, 37.
Well, there you go. You're fine.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought my 40s would be my book decade.
Yeah, well,
But then
fine.
I've lived enough. As I tried to in my 20s, what am I writing about? I've not lived, I've not done anything. I think when you're older, you've got, unless you're really, really smart.
Please, may I say something wise?
Oh my God, yes,
Oh,
please.
what a great interjection.
Finally.
Excuse me, may I drop some knowledge?
You don't have to write a novel,
But I want to.
but you don't want to right now. So you need to tell yourself,
Oh.
I don't need to write a novel, and you enjoy yourself and live your life. And one day you'll decide you want to write a story of some kind, and it will happen. But at the moment, you haven't got the novel to write. Just wait for it to come to you.
Does that work for everything? I do not want to eat shreddies.
Yeah.
There
I'm
you
not
go.
going
That's-
to do this
that's
poo.
That's me and Shreddies dealt with. They've become a real problem for me.
Why?
I just can't leave the fucking pricks alone. I'm having like late night Shreddies again. I've become 15 again.
Shreddies are such a shit cereal.
Listen,
I don't want to be
do you want to have a? Can you?
out of all of them.
That's not the vibe of this podcast.
yeah. What's the next brilliant thing?
I'm
Quickly.
just- all right. Okay. Rigatoni.
Okay, pasta.
Yeah. No. I've picked a shape.
What is the shape
The
of?
fat penne. Big fat chonky penne. Tube. Big old tube.
Okay, yes.
Like you could build something
It's
with
kind
it.
of got like rivets in it.
And therein lies the perfection.
Okay.
So I always was the sort of person who was like, oh, it's a shape, it's pasta. But then when I found out, well, firstly, I had rigatoni and was like, yeah, this is better. But also the rivets are designed to, what's the word? Get the sauce get stuck in it.
I see. So you're after the clag.
Well, that's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I always wondered why I wanted a bow tie, but then it was always ultimately disappointing. Well, they're called farfalle, no, whatever they're called, the bow tie. Because there's nothing, it doesn't stick in anywhere, so you just sort of, and it's not, and also the middle bit is always a bit undercooked, and then the outside, they're not good. Spaghetti's obviously great for bolognese, but rigatoni, I think, is the perfect sauce
It catches.
catcher.
Yeah. It just. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It definitely. You become one with the sauce.
Yeah, and and now after you've had rigatoni, penne feels limp and lifeless to me.
What would be your ideal sauce to go with rigatoni?
I'm a tomato-based woman.
Would you say an
Do you know
arrabbiata?
what?
A tomato-based woman.
Strange vision.
Yeah. That's a tomato, is it? They are solid.
Yeah.
They've got a solid
felt-
skin.
For the benefit of people at home.
Oh,
that mime was. Let me just. How best to describe it? You know those things you see outside garages.
Yes!
It was like that in one of those.
I'm sorry, I cooked it. In my head, I'd cooked the tomato.
Yeah.
You were doing arrabbiata. That's what you were doing.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be a tomato base.
Do you cook the pasta yourself? Do you make the pasta? Have you ever done that?
I'm not doing that.
No.
Am I?
It looks fun.
Do you do that?
I cooked. I tell you what I did do. I cooked a lasagna from scratch for my son.
With the pasta?
With no. I had fresh pasta.
Oh, fine. Yes,
but
I
all
have
the-
done a scratch
But the
sauce.
cheese sauce and all that.
Oh, that's quite good.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Did you melt the cheese in a pan and all of that
Yeah,
stuff?
did everything. I found this recipe. It's called Mummy and Me, and it's kind of basically just takes salt out of food for kids, and it was incredible. It went down really well to the point where we had a cook lasagna. You know, the kind of like frozen meal place. We had one of those last night. It wasn't as good as Daddy's lasagna. It felt so good.
Is salt bad for children?
Yeah.
Is it bad for all of us or just for?
I think for
more
whatever reason it's really bad. They can have pepper, they can have garlic, but they can't have salt. I don't know exactly why. I just go with what the boss says.
It's their tiny little kidneys.
Is it? Of course. Yeah.
Salt's bad for the kidneys, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I've really got into salt in the last few years.
Oh, really?
Ramen and like
Do you
broth.
make ramen?
No.
Okay.
I just on tour. It's like that's all I want is like pho. It's pronounced pho, but I can't. I don't like the the big bowls of broth with the noodles and then sometimes you've got an egg on it, or whatever. And you're not meant to like have all the broth, but it's just delicious, and it is just salt water. And I'm drinking so much of this stuff.
I think that's good for you, though, isn't it? It's all sort of chicken bone broth.
I am vegan, so it's just salt water.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not. There's no sort of protein in there.
Do you you must get this question all the time? Are there any meats you miss?
I've always been vegetarian.
Have you?
Yeah, since I was like very young. I have a distinct memory of being. I was on like the little play table in my dining room at home, and like so I must have been really little. And my mum used to make this like fish stew thing, and I remember specifically saying, "Fish? Is that like flounder, like the Little Mermaid?" And her saying yes, and me throwing the biggest Benny. It's like It's actually like you with the spaghetti when we did that sketch. Fish everywhere. And then I just didn't. Yeah, and then I didn't ever have it again or any meat or anything. I've never had a sausage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I read a thing that apparently being vegetarian is very good for your skin, and you have no wrinkles.
Oh, that's
good.
good.
And I don't know if that's kind of like with extracurricular help. But
No,
I was
it's
noticing.
not.
I was going.
I have had Botox before, but I don't have it now. I had it there once, and
But
and
apparently,
it was bad.
because Ramesh is also vegan, also lovely skin.
Really, is that a thing?
So you're going to age very well.
Oh my god! Thank God, 'cause that's why I'm vegan, that's why I was throwing a belly at my mum. I was like, "Fish, I'm gonna age.
Yeah,
I'm
it's.
30. I'm gonna."
See, I tried doing the whole vegan thing. I just.
No, if you're not naturally wanting to do that, there's too much willpower that is necessary.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I think if the switch to veganism was because I found out I was allergic to dairy.
Oh.
And so that was really depressing. That was like 12 years ago, and there wasn't any good vegan cheeses. There still probably isn't, but
That's the only thing, isn't it? Because it won't yield.
Yeah.
It won't melt.
It's
it won't.
too waxy. A lot of them have this aftertaste where you go, that's fine, and then it like hits you like a wave, and you're like, oh, what is that? And it doesn't taste like anything you've ever known. And then you can get, so I've treated myself to, there's a place in London called La Fromagerie. and every Christmas I will buy their like vegan cheese thing with like chutneys and stuff, and it's all made from like cashew nuts, and it's about £1 million, and it was like for like this, and it is worth it. Like it's really, but even that, it will probably have a similar taste. That just, I think my taste buds have just changed now, and if I had cheese now, it would blow my mind, and I wouldn't be able to cope with it, I imagine.
So like just a rigatoni with a sort of a tomato-based sauce, some chilies, anything like that.
Some meatballs, some fake meatballs.
Yep.
I've really got into. I went to Rome, and there was vegan carbonara, and it was like a speciality that they did, and it was amazing.
That was insane.
It was really good, and my husband had it as well. He's not vegan, and he loves carbonara, and he was like, "I can tell it's not, but it's quite good." So that for me, it was like wild. I was little, fake bacon bits over the top. This isn't bacon, chunky bacon lardon things you buy. Lardons? What do you know? They're really good.
Rigatoni. Just to circle back, the 9th most popular pasta
Oh,
show.
great,
It's
great.
because
Here we
people
go.
are cowards.
Oh.
I bet number 1 is fucking shells in it.
Well, should we guess?
Yeah,
Let's do a
it
top
probably is.
5.
Okay, well, let's do the top 5.
People like
So
what
number
they
one
know.
is
shells.
It's got to be spaghetti in it.
Number 1 spaghetti.
Yeah, it's got to be spaghetti. Yeah.
Number 2 is
Penne.
tagliatelle.
Oh, flat spaghetti.
It's penne.
Penne, there you go.
got that.
Well done.
3's got to be tagliatelle then. You flat boy. You
Three's-
tapeworm.
3's not flappy boy.
Take one.
Okay.
3's, if anything,
Not
the opposite.
linguine. Not linguine.
No, the opposite of all that.
The opposite of...
Oh, it's the one tortellini.
Little chonky boy.
Tortellini.
It's got
Gnocchi.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've
I tell you what, that was
never had gnocchi.
it's going to blow your mind.
Number 4 is a real classic, but a bit basic.
More basic than penne.
No, it's right there next to it.
Mm.
People are screaming at their phones right now.
Pappardelle.
What's that one?
Fancy bitch.
What's that one?
I read it somewhere.
Macaroni.
Fusilli.
Macaroni.
Fusilli.
Fusilli. Yeah.
That's the one that you sort of want to like, but it's quite hard to get on your fork because you can't scoop. You have to stab it.
And then number 5 is your little butterflies, your farfalles, your bow ties, which
They are cute.
They're very
Butterflies.
frustrating because the middle bit is denser, so it's always not quite as good.
It doesn't cook, does
That's
it?
what
why I
Stevie said
feel- I
earlier.
did
You
say that
nicked
earlier.
her point.
You were
Sat
not
there in the corner,
listening,
you weren't listening.
and then you man
Yeah.
splained
You did, didn't I, Josh?
to me.
But do you know what?
I liked it.
I can cut it, so that's fine.
I think you,
Yeah,
I think you
yeah.
should show the people your true colours.
That'd be really good when we dox your voice, and then you explained it to me because I did not understand it like a little woman. Like,
You
it's
should do
like,
the voice.
I don't think I said that. I didn't say that. What's the next brilliant thing?
Oh yes. Okay. Right. The air by the sea.
Yep,
Quite
lovely.
existential
Love
and
it.
quite sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it depends where you are. Sometimes you get a gust downwind and it can be fierce.
Yeah, the big
Because-
sort of seaweed.
Yeah, have you ever been to the
Sewage.
Isle of Man?
No. Oh yes, I have.
Stinks. But I know what you
That's-
mean, though. I've made that vulgar straight away, but there is something so nice about just the wonder by the sea and just the yeah.
But also, I went to Southampton for the first time, and look, I was quite tired. I got surprised it was on it was by the sea, and when we got out of the train station, I was like, "Oh, we're near the sea," and it was like, "How could I tell?" Because the air just felt sharper and cleaner and colder, but like in a good. And it was like that is perfect. It's perfect air, I think, because big space. Also, I live by the sea now, and I have found it sort of similar to when I was like very young, not very young, but when I was like in my 20s or early 20s, I was quite sad, and I would like look up and I'd see like stars or something, and I'd be like, it's big, everything's bigger than me and my silly problems. That's what the sea feels like. The sea air, I just get like immediate perspective all the time. Like, oh, I got an annoying email, and then I'm like, ugh, and then you just go, the sea, the animals, there's a seal there. Like, whoa. And you just sort of can't,
No, I think you are 100% right there. It's such a leveler. Like if you ever find if you're in the ocean and the waves are just sort of billowing you along, you instantly realise how insignificant you are.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nice feeling.
It is. Some people hate that feeling though. I have a friend who, when I said about the sort of looking up the stars thing, she was like, oh no, it's awful. It terrifies me because it means you're meaningless and small. And you're like, yeah.
I'm
Are you that one?
I agree on that. Do you know, we went on me and my wife, where were we? I think we were in the Maldives, and this guy did a star gazing thing for everybody, and he was like, and now we pull out and now we see and now we see, and we just kind of went to like you just saw the whole galaxy with this bizarre telescope he had, and I was literally, my wife could see that I was going,
having a panic attack.
yeah, going, look, I'm gonna have to take heroin and go to some sort of orgy because this feels and then she's like, what, just calm down. I went, what's the fucking point? It's a waste of fucking time, everything's shit. Yeah, I can't deal with it.
Yeah, it is. I honestly think there's two different types of brains, and I don't know what it means for either. That one person can look at that and go, great, and then the other person can go, I want to do an orgy now.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? But it's the flailingness. I don't, for whatever reason, I don't get it in the sea. I feel that kind of sense of calm and just being sort of just gently sort of pushed along, and just you sort of sway with it.
I think for you it's very movement based. Then you could just be in a little buggy and just be rocked. That's what you want.
It's probably that.
Have you got a hammock in your house and garden? At any point? You should get that.
Do you know, I have, but it's only my wife's uncle Martin that goes on it. There's a chair in our house that is Martin's chair, and there's a hammock in the back that's Martin's. Martin comes around our house, I'd say 4 times a year, and yet it's his hammock and his chair.
Get in Martin's hammock.
I remember years ago, I bought a really sort of silly car, and then as soon as I was in it, I was like, God, good God, what have I done?
Posh car, not just like a clown.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, yeah, exactly. Fuck's sake, I've got the wrong one. It keeps collapsing. Yeah. I bought a clown car, and everyone looked at me and said, no, I bought this kind of silly car, and it was instant regret, and I sold it to my mate's dad for quite cheap, and I remember seeing him in the car, and it really cheered me up because he looked exactly like he was meant to be in that car.
That's so nice.
Whereas I was so aware of like, oh, this just feels like a crisis.
Yes.
And it was, and I managed to get rid of it after a week.
Is that Martin's hammock then? Martin looks like he should be in the hammock, and if you got in there, it would look like you were in
exactly
the wrong car.
Yes.
Exactly. I feel that. I do think though, experiment with potentially erecting your own hammock.
Yes.
Because I did get in a hammock last year, and I was like, I'm not someone who kind of feels like they need that kind of like rocking kind of like, it was really nice. And you're saying about the sea, it feels like you would really benefit from that psychologically.
Where was your hammock?
In my sister's flat, she had like a garden house in Melbourne, in Australia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was.
Well, that's the best place. I mean, who?
Well, no, because you got to smash it for spiders and that will kill you before you get in it, and that's always a bit of a downer. And then there's obviously I was going to say trees, like you just constantly just thinking.
Yeah.
That's because I was only there for 2 weeks. I think she's a bit more chill about it, but
and they have to be.
Yeah.
So, have you done the Melbourne Comedy Festival?
No, I haven't. I'm not I find the Edinburgh Fringe quite hard, and so then going over there and doing a month would be like, I just would prefer to go and see my sister and hang out.
Fine.
But apparently it's amazing though. Everyone loves it.
Yeah, but I was just thinking it would be a really cool. It would doubly if you liked it.
If I could, I actually tried to, and then when it looked like it was going to happen, I pulled out because I was like, but I don't want to do my show over there. So I actually just want to hang out with my sister.
What is that then? What do you like about it?
I'm not really a sort of. It's hard because obviously you're a very you're a live performer. I came up through writing and online stuff, and the live element was always the bit that gives me the most anxiety. I used to have terrible stage fright. It's only up until I think 2 years ago I stopped being sick like every single time I went on stage, like every single time, or not being able to do anything. And I was like, why are you doing this then? And I know now why I'm doing it is because now I love it. And it feels so meaningful because I didn't for so long. And now I feel like I've really, what's the word? I don't know, just like got a hang of something and I can get enjoyment out of something that I didn't. However, when I go to the Fringe, so I went last year and it was it was my most successful one by far. And everything went well. And yet, and I enjoyed it, but I still was like, I don't want to do a month of that again. Like, I think I just put too much pressure on myself and I'm unable to function. And I don't like sometimes what it can make me do. It can make me suddenly be more jealous of other people than I normally am. And it can make me not want to, I don't know, like I don't seem to get enjoyment from the bits around the show because I'm just thinking about the show and I'm so aware. And when it was going well, I was like, every single show there were like important people or interesting people there, and the pressure to hit the same level, I would just make myself ill. So it was just like I could do 2 weeks, and I think that'd be really fun. But I think a month and 2 weeks in Melbourne, I don't think you can do. You sort of at my level, I think you kind of have to do the whole month. So I was just like, that would just make me, yeah. Sorry.
Oh God.
I'm so sorry.
That's incredibly dogged of you to kind of stick it out, throwing up all those.
Just
No, I mean that.
No.
But to kind of go, this is. I mean, how long was that? That's over a decade.
Yeah, it was about 10 years.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy, and also
And so surprising. I would never have thought that because I've only ever seen stuff that you've done online, but you seem to have a sure-footedness.
Yes.
That I would never think you would be nervous.
Yeah, online stuff I love because you can, and also film stuff and writing stuff because I can control it. So I can control.
Right. Okay,
I edit
I
everything
see.
I put out,
I
so I
see.
can be like, that's not working. Okay, I'm gonna. And then with live, I just would hold on. I try to control it too much, and it's only in the last year where I've been like, oh, like with my show, it is quite controlled, but now I've loosened it, so now I can kind of fanny around and I can have some fun and I can do that bit or skip this bit or whatever. And it's been very frustrating to be like, oh, the whole thing was I was actually trying too hard. And I just needed to believe that I was funny as I am, rather than going, oh, you won't find me funny, so I'll write the perfect joke. And it's like, no, the perfect joke will never connect with an audience unless they know the person doing it. Not always. I know people who do amazing sort of fourth wall shows.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But of course, because as a stand-up, like it's I find that medium, I have found it so fascinating, and so like I'm in awe of it for so long. And so then to start to move into that has been really like, oh wow, it feels really like adrenaline. It feels really euphoric now when I'm on stage because I finally.
What was this sort of turning point then?
It was, when I did Taskmaster.
Right.
Because I got Taskmaster very out of the blue. I was very unknown, like really didn't have a Wikipedia page, like no one knew who I was. And that's the standard Wikipedia page. I had the Footpedia. I had the foot one before I had the Wikipedia.
Did you?
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm like a 7, I think. Size 7 and 7 out of 10. But that was such a nice experience. Because
you are forced to be yourself.
You're forced to be yourself, and everyone just constantly tells you all the time, "Don't try." And also, I didn't have a character to be. Like I wasn't, and I made the decision to let go of any control because I was like, the only way I can ruin this is if I try and can control it. And everyone responded, well, not everyone, but I'm sure. But like, I got such a lovely response from being on Taskmaster for the things that I would be embarrassed to talk about on stage, that I would think would make me less interesting or seem less smart or seem less like together. And it was like, oh, that's what they want, but also that is what I do in my daily life. So now I'm confident with my lack of I don't know, like with my lack of control.
But that makes it even kind of braver that it took for what for most people would say is your big break, that you literally went into that thinking, fuck it. But for the first time ever, isn't that but it's so interesting that you would go, right, whatever happens. Whereas I would have thought the nerves, if you were nervous then, must have been off the scale.
Yes.
So it's kind of incredible that you were able to go, ah,
I
whatever.
will. I think it's because when you film, you don't have any. When you film like the tasks, I get on with Alex quite well, and they were quite low. I just found them. You could separate it from what the show was. You were just like doing something that you couldn't prepare for.
Yes.
It was the studio thing I was terrified of, because that was where I would feel like I have to be funny and feel like I'd have to be. And thankfully, my cat, the other cast.
Who did you do it with? Who were you?
So Rosie Ramsey was next to me. Then Matthew Bainton, who had the same anxieties as I did. He's in Ghost, he's an actor. And wrote Ghost. He had the same anxieties of like, I'm not normally myself, like I don't do panel shows. And Rosie is so funny, but she's not like, she wasn't, you don't see her on QI, and would I mean, now you will. But like, she sort of had a bit of a like, okay. And then Fatia El Ghuri, who's just an excellent stand-up. So she was
absolute shit kicker.
Just
like
amazing.
The most, so when I've hung out with Fatia, like, I don't know, I've done gigs with her, and she came on the show, and she was, I remember the second time I met her, she comes up to me and she's like, I fucking like you. Do you know why I fucking like you? I'll fucking tell you why I fucking like you. I've done a gig, right? And no other cunt talked to me. You're the only one that fucking said hello, and I fucking respect that. I was like, thank you. Thank you, Fatia. You terrifying mafia don.
But she's sweet as well.
such, and she's so sweet.
She's got this little soft kind
and
of
then
heart.
starts calling you Habibi.
And then it's like, I know, Habibi.
Yeah.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
And then Jason Mantzoukas, who is I knew
the
from
American guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he helped a lot because we were on a team together. So he was very aware of like him and Fatia especially worked the crowd and knew to things that I don't know, like I don't know, just like they would just do like funny stuff all the time. And then the first episode I just didn't really speak, and it was really helpful. Greg would like bring me in and would like start little things with me, and then like me and Matt and Rosie, and then Jason would like come round and like play, and we all kind of tried to help each other. And I think that was really, if I was in a cast with like, I don't know, like you, Ed, like I don't know, like you know, like in the early days of Taskmaster, where it was just like all like Ramesh, all of it, I would have drowned, like I would have fully drowned. But I needed like Matt to be a bit worried, and I needed like Rosie to be like really cool, but like she's like, I'm a fucking podcaster, like oh my god, like, and we were all different types of comedian, I think.
So
it was very helpful.
Exactly that.
I did Taskmaster with my daughter and her friends, the live experience.
Oh,
was it good?
Yeah, kick their asses.
Good.
Okay, that's the spirit.
So we should
Christ,
wipe the floor with those children.
His daughter's 12. What did any of them come close?
No, they didn't have a chance because I'm a grown man.
Okay. Right, what's your next brilliant thing? What a great interjection. I beat my daughter at a game once. Great. Fucking hell. What's next?
Okay. Okay, so you could sort of I suppose you could swap the noun out with anything here, but I'm going to go with other people's sofas.
Okay.
But it could be anything.
Are you a cat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a dog. Mainly because I've bought a house.
Oh, nice.
Really wild and lovely.
Isn't that a mad feeling when you're able to buy a house from the silliness that falls out of your face?
My husband said that. He was like, you're buying this house because of some things you thought of.
It's mad. Isn't it crazy?
But also, the only reason I could buy the house is because I sidestepped into advertising. Of course, advertising. The sketches that I would do online, Acer Laptops got in touch and were like, would you like to do this as an advert? And we were like, yeah, I guess so. And then they were like, well, would you like to bring a director in? And we said, well, we couldn't just do it, me and my friend Lola. Well, we just sort of do it. We'll just do it like we normally do it. So then we directed it as well. And then, so we've written it, directed it, and we're in it. And then it got bought by the rest of the world. Wow. So we made so much money that I felt sick. So I bought a house.
That is the correct response. Well done. So that was such an unashamedly working class response to money.
Is it?
It's great. It's great. We made a lot of money before a house. It's great.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Yeah. But
it isn't from like my live work. You know what I mean? I think like, yeah, I mean, people obviously do that, but you got to get to a certain level. It's just, it's an advert. Thank you.
But it's also one of those where I haven't seen the adverts, but if it's an extension of those sketches, at least you're not. you're not sort of compromising yourself.
Oh, we compromised ourselves. Yeah.
Do you think
A bit? Well, no,
it's not
no.
exactly
but
doing
in
some
a-
gigs in Saudi Arabia, is it?
It's not that.
But
Isn't it weird that that's now? So I think maybe 20 years ago, maybe a bit less, I don't know, doing adverts was selling out and compromising yourself. And now what's compromising yourself is working with the Saudis.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's such a, like that's
Well, it's
mad.
become very American because I remember, well, I was in America probably, when was that train wreck, the Amy Schumer film?
Oh yeah, like 2014,
Right,
2015 was it?
So I reckon I was there 2012. I was
Okay.
in New York, and Amy Schumer had just sort of become Amy Schumer. And I remember seeing an advert that she was doing for Budweiser. I remember thinking, this is insane that she's going to throw her success away.
Wow.
Like, because it was, it was like...
it was so not done.
She's just kicked on, and now she's doing an advert. Oh my God, this is going to ruin her. But now everything is just slightly different, isn't it?
Yeah.
What were we talking about? We were talking about saying my brain. Buying a house, not buying a house.
Oh yes,
the fourth.
other people's sofas.
Other people's sofas,
slash walls.
that's it.
So basically, I didn't sort of realize this would happen. I don't know what my interior design taste is. Like I just don't know.
Yeah.
And then when I think I like something, it's so because of the Instagram algorithm or whatever it is. So I'll be like, oh, like the one thing I've done is I've painted. I didn't do it. I got a man in to paint a room, and I was like, I'm just gonna do it like what I want. And I did it like sage green, which is like the colour that everyone is doing. And then the moment I'd done that, and I looked on it, I was like, oh, I've just done the thing. And it's all like mid-century furniture and like this like mushroom lamp that's like following me around like as a haunted child. And like I honestly don't know what I like. So when I go to someone else's house and they've got anything like this, I'm like, oh, this is great. How did they come up with this?
Yeah.
How did they think of those holes in the wall? It always just looks perfect. And then I look at my own living room and think, God, it's like it's like a sort of sad influencer who has got no, brain.
And is it just you, or does your husband help?
He can't visualize things.
Yeah.
So it took about a year for me to get him on board with the concept that you can have a feature wall, one wall that is not the colour of other walls. And he was like, that's going to look ridiculous. And then we were in like a cafe, and then he looked up and was like, I'm like, yeah, that wall's different. He's like, it looks good. Like, yeah, you've got to see it to paint it.
I get that though.
Yes.
It's quite hard where you kind of like looking at sketches and if you've ever had any kind of architectural work, you're like, yeah, it looks all right, but I won't know until I'm in it.
So this is so he thinks I can't get in someone to do it because or like an architect or a designer, because then I feel like I've failed.
Yeah, but maybe
Goddamn myself.
Maybe there's a weird, like as a man, you feel zero shame in not knowing.
Right.
And I don't know if that's a thing. Where as a woman you're meant to know how to make something look nice. That sounds incredibly sexist.
Lawrence
but
Llewellyn-Bowen, he's a man and he's an interior designer, for God's sake.
But do you know what I mean?
His black walls and Gothic chandeliers.
I know. But is there some part of that? I think
it's also because I can visualise stuff and I am quite artistic, but I struggle with colour. So I always wear black.
I noticed that everything was black. You took your jumper off earlier and it was black.
Yeah, everything. I just, because I can't be bothered going like, oh, does that go with this or does this? Like, I just can't. I don't have time. I'm Steve Jobsing, and I can't paint my house black. Could, but I wouldn't want that. So I'm struggling to. So I think everything in everyone else's house is always perfect. So suppose it's an existential perfect thing, because it's not, but it's just that I think it is.
Is there a dream house that one of your mates has that you think this is it?
Yeah.
Who is it?
My friends Ben and Naomi. They live in a very cool part of Hackney, and in like a corner like house that when you go in, it's just like it looks like trendy, to use that word, actually like trend led, but not overly so. And they've like put their own stamp on it, and it's massive.
But here's a question. I think you're right. I think what happens, it's about their stamp. So what you're doing is you're viewing it through them, maybe, and you're going, oh, this feels like a reflection of it's the perfect reflection of them. I remember we were looking at a house and I went around Derek Jacobi's, right, which is random, and it was so full of clutter, but it was so perfect because there were books everywhere and trinkets and posters, and in that moment, there and then, it was the most perfect house.
It was
because
them.
it suited him, and it felt like, you know.
That's what I need, but I can't, because whenever I think it's me, it's actually the mushroom lamp that someone showed me on Instagram.
I think it's the same as with your stand-up.
I'm trying to control it too much.
Yes, too much control, looking from the outside, and when you let go and just did it for yourself, it immediately got better. You've just got to do a room how you want it. And
Confucius say, look at you in the corner, you're very sage-like
Very
today.
sage, but
Is
you're
it them
right.
new socks? Because for the benefit, like Dan has colour coded for the first time ever, and is now sort of like on his tippy toes to really elongate them nunkles. But yeah, you have a real. What's happening today?
I think
As you know,
Stevie's got an aura that set me off.
Okay.
I think I do have that, because I have an aura of like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then everyone likes to help, and it's very welcome, actually. Yes, I do need to control. This is what I'm learning, and isn't it boring when you get older and you realise that like every single issue that you have is just a repetition of the same brain patterns, and you're like, I'm trying to control it again, am I? Oh, what a surprise! I'll just loosen my grip, will I? It's been 10 years. I'll buy a sofa I like. There we go. I'll do Taskmaster again.
Yeah.
And it'll help me buy a sofa.
Oh, this is the worrying thing that you have to do. You have to take on more and more outlandish projects just to learn something new about yourself.
Yes,
That's
this is
terrifying.
the thing.
That ends at OnlyFans. That's the snag.
I mean,
Do you mean just getting your feet out?
so many people I know are segueing into that.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Comedians doing a little bit of yeah.
Of what?
It's late stage capitalism, baby.
In it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I've got an orifice that could pay my mortgage. I don't
Oh,
know.
you have. If you did like Russell
Russell,
Howard's
get
asshole.
Oh,
Come
go
on.
stop it. Good idea. Good idea.
If you did that, you would.
Imagine that. Imagine that. But
Yeah,
imagine, right, oh, like,
could quit.
for whatever reason, like, my tour gets cancelled, this podcast ends, and I just turn to my wife. It's all right, darling. I can't wait to fix it. Oh, my God. Jesus. Yeah. Yuck. But fascinating.
Yeah.
So wild. But, okay, so
It's fine. I've just got to
just buy one.
Just buy
That's
one.
It. Just do it.
and then you go, oh, that's not right, and then you can take it back, or you can get it reupholstered.
Yeah, or leave. I remember just the interesting about sofas. First time I had some money when I was living in Bath, I bought a sofa. I didn't realise it took 14 weeks.
And they're so expensive.
They are. They're crazy expensive. But then you got nothing for 14 weeks, so you just get yourself a big beanbag, and then eventually the sofa arrives. Looks terrible. You're like, oh well,
I've got my beanbag.
I got my beanbag.
Yes, really into beanbags at the moment. We've
you
bought one
get a
called
big-
Big Bertha Originals.
Yeah. Did you get it from John Lewis?
I don't
That
know.
sounds like OnlyFans.
There's
Big Bertha should segue into OnlyFans.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know why, it's just people having sex on a beanbag. It's all right. All them little beans.
But struggling
coming
to
out.
get up. Like, that's the only. Yeah, exactly. I tell you what, you're in for it. Just as soon as I get vertical. Yeah, it's wild.
You're in for it.
Yeah.
That's what you say when you're about to have sex with a lady. You're in for it.
Sorry. What?
But yeah, beanbag, yes. Okay.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Just kind of have different options.
Just
so that
do
sofa
it.
isn't, have a chair you like. Have a.
I've got a rock. I bought a rocking chair because I was like, I quite like that, and that's not really Instagrammable. We put it in the sort of basementy living room that we're sort of constructing, and it just looks creepy as fuck.
But then you're able to be funny about it because it's all like.
Yeah, but I don't want to be funny about my interiors. I'll have a nice chair I can sit on without
that's not
then
true.
doing this, which is fundamentally what a rocking chair is.
But
So what
clearly,
are
I've only spent an hour in your company, but I think people will then come round. You'll say, "Don't sit in the creepy chair." You'll do
Yes.
that creepy chair impression.
Yes.
They'll really laugh. Then you'll have a nice dinner, and it's fun.
No,
Stood up.
There's no sofa. Yeah, there's
but then
20
you go,
bean bags.
But wasn't it great seeing our mate again?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
maybe that's what you're destined to be.
So you're saying it's
Go
not
minimalist.
It's not about the interiors, it's about the friendship.
I'm saying you would be able to be funny and self-deprecating about whatever sofa you buy.
This is true.
You're always going to find a fault in it.
Yes.
So just get a cheap one.
Just get a
and
cheap
blow the rest on coke.
Yeah!
Maybe the real interior design is the friends we make along the way.
Go. What is your final brilliant thing?
I've sort of left this till last, and I probably shouldn't because it's I don't know if it's good. I just think a Pyrex measuring jug is a thing of beauty.
Okay.
I won't back down from this, actually. I've said it now, and I'm like, no, actually, I really back myself.
Okay.
Let me explain. So, I lived... so maybe for like...
Sorry.
No, go on.
I thought you were going to say in a place where nothing could be measured. So that was what was in my head, and that's
in a
why,
land where you cannot measure
But
liquids.
that's why I laughed, and then I had to explain what I said, and it was appalling.
I just want to drop in a quick thank you to everyone who hasn't turned the podcast off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just wait. It's about. I don't feel OnlyFans with this.
Yeah, there'll be people
wild.
just holding gravy in their two hands, going, "I'm listening." What's so good about a measuring jug?
Okay, you say it like that, and
No.
you're right
Okay,
to.
so tell me more. Tell me more.
I think that's worse.
Yeah.
It's what it. It's what it represents to me. So, when I moved to London, which was what, in like 2010 or something, it was from 2010.
Yeah.
Between then and when I left London in 2024, I think I moved 16 times. So I lived in like, lived in crap flats, house shares. Sometimes I would, like a posh friend would buy a house and I would like help with them with their mortgage by like living in their, weird cupboard or whatever. And I never really, I had certain things that I would carry from place to place, but I never really owned like lots of kitchenware stuff. And I had like some cutlery, I had a pan, and then I had like a little measuring jug that you would sort of, all the like painters come off it, so you're like, is that 250 ml? And it was just what I had. And then when me and my husband moved in together, we sort of, I actually got stuff. But I didn't change the measuring jug for some reason. And then we moved again and I didn't change it. And then we bought a house and I was like, I'm going to get myself one of those like proper ones. There's like a proper, it wasn't interesting, but
No.
it's so, it makes me feel so good. Because it's like it's so
It's
perfect
taking the
for what it is.
guesswork out of gravy.
Yes, it is, and it's only gravy, which I love. Or occasionally, no, it is only gravy, really. Or sometimes, no, it really is only gravy that I use it for.
Only gravy is a follow-on from OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And it's probably hot gravy into my butthole.
I tell you what, I mean, you took it there, but there's definitely a place. There's definitely an only gravy.
Oh yeah, I mean, like 100%.
where you just pour gravy over your feet.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can think, that's the rule of the internet. If you can think it, it's there.
Oh, Bisto, and it just goes everywhere.
It goes in.
So what? It just is it that you had enough money to be able to buy something you wanted to buy?
No, it was that I knew I wasn't going to be moving, and it was more of a like, I'm not having to just make do again.
Yeah.
So again, it's an existential thing. It's not just about the jug.
I like that. It's a really nice feeling where you're like, we're going to be here for a bit.
We're going to be here. And to be honest, I was in the first flat that we were renting, but I was in the first flat for like 3.5 years, and then the next flat for 3.5 years with my partner. And it was like, it did feel like, you're not full. I didn't feel like I'd put down my roots until we owned somewhere. And I would say, on top of that, it's not just the measuring jug, it was also things like, so for example, I'm thinking, I might change the radiators so that they're like nice ones.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
What? Why? Or we've got a water jug.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just a receptacle. Like, oh my God, we got a gravy boat. And it was like, but we just use the Pyrex thing, which I love. But then the more you put your roots down, the more there's like receptacles for different things. You put that Pyrex, and then you put it in the gravy, because that's for the gravy. Like, why don't I just pour it there? And then there's like a bowl for the crisps. And then there's a bowl for the sauce, but not the crisps, because that's too small for that. But then there's the nuts. And it's just all that sort of stuff that you're like, oh, this is living.
Yeah. No, I completely understand. It's when you're able to treat yourself and live normally from the fruits of your creative labour. It's a really exciting thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and
but when you could, like, it's quite difficult to explain, I think, because I think most people, you'd have a job and, your wage, broadly speaking, goes up and up.
You bought a gravy boat when you're 24.
Yeah, but if you're kind of like scratching about and you're doing gigs or you're doing sketches and it's like there's a payday and then there's not a payday and will it ever come to be and should I do some temping and all this kind of thing, then you simply cannot afford to be indulgent and say, I'll get myself a measuring jug. And I said that sounds wanky, but I really get that feeling of. I remember being in Brighton in the lanes and seeing a Bob Dylan kind of print, and it was, I think, sort of like 20 photos of him, and he'd sort of selected the one that he liked. I just saw it and I was going, God, I really love that, and I bought it and it was a very odd feeling to go. It was so indulgent, but I could do it.
Yeah.
It's a really nice feeling if you've kind of
Yeah.
earned money off something as silly as your thoughts.
Yeah.
To go, I want that. I'm
Or
going to
at
have
any
it.
point, like if you like, everyone will probably reach, or lots of people will reach that stage, but they probably reached it 10 years ago because they got a job and they
Yeah.
had the stability of like, this is what my life is going to be like. I would like to now start to create what my life is because my job is sorted. Whereas I think for lots of creative
Yes.
people, your job isn't sorted and you're sort of like waiting to sort out your stability of your job before you can make your life happen. And I think, yeah, the Pyrex jug was me being like, oh, I'm making my life happen now. Now
Yeah.
I can start thinking about like what I want. Like we got a dog, and it was like I probably should have picked the dog, but like over a Pyrex measuring jug. But like that was a big thing of like, I've always wanted one, but I've never been able to
Yeah.
because I don't know if this is going to work, and I don't know.
What's your dog?
She's a Schnauzer Poodle mix, schnoodle,
Name?
Piper.
Lovely.
She's very cute.
Classy. I like that.
Are you a dog cat?
Yes, a dog person. We have a dog called Fred.
Oh, see, this is, yeah. There's a sausage dog called Dave around the corner.
Nice.
There's sort of
Dave,
like classic
yeah.
man names. Gary's a good one as well.
Gary.
Yeah, for a dog, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Keith.
Keith.
We
this
had
is
a
good.
Keith. We had a rescue called Keith, Labrador, huge thing. Thought it was a Chihuahua, so it would just it would. I used to have this like little kind of Jack Russell that would sort of leap up when you're on the sofa, and Keith was like, "Oh well, I'm that size." So
Body you.
and then suddenly, fuck me, like you'd have this huge dog.
Yeah.
But he was we only had him for 3 weeks. I don't quite know how we had him, but he had bad guts, and we had like the No, I think he did die in the end. Yeah, but his poos were traumatic and heavy.
Oh God,
Heavy.
yeah. See, I've never had a big dog, and that was a big
Oh, what?
part of
You don't
things.
want to have to. Yeah, you don't have to get.
It's like a man's poo.
Yeah,
Like,
and the rest. You're
I
like,
don't want to.
yeah.
Imagine doing a poo so bad that you were killed for it.
Well, I
You're
didn't.
put down
I
because
didn't
of
kill
your
him because of his defecation.
Did he get put down at the vets? Was that what happened?
I don't know what happened to
Or
Keith.
did you foster him?
Yeah, we
somewhere else?
fostered him.
Oh, okay.
So we
That's
looked
nice.
after Keith for 3 weeks, and it was lovely because my dog was very much kind of like, he's with me, and Keith was just this huge guy that he was sort of like Crab and Goyle to my dog's Malfoy. It had no idea of its power,
That's
and he was a
very
drug
sweet.
dealer in the end.
Wow.
Wasn't one of them a drug dealer? It was like this wild story. I think so. In the Daily Mail, there's like one of Crab and Goyle went to prison for dealing. I think
I
so.
do remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mad little
Gosh.
side story. It was like you won't believe what's happened.
Like, I
Check
sort
which
of
one it was. I don't want to.
Like I sort of do because it
Makes complete sense.
because I don't know him.
Who was it?
Crab, 2 years for the London riots. Molotov cocktails into a pharmacy.
So mad. He's so mad, isn't it? I mean, I'll say this now. They cast the right guy. Because they must have seen in him like this guy. He's
pharmacy.
quite literally a Death Eater in real life. Fantastic.
Maybe he just had a cold and he wanted to get some cold and
What a
flu
lovely,
tablets.
what a lovely way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed that. That was absolutely fascinating.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Stevie Martin.
I bow.